today. Happy Wednesday? Yes. I had to think about it for a minute. I said since the holiday happened on Monday, I said this day's been off the chain. But I said, please, I had to think about what today is. Happy Wednesday, everybody. How y'all doing today? Let's get down to the mess of the mess that we got to get into, baby. And first up, let's get this. Let's get down to it. Like, share, subscribe, and join the channel. First up, we got Mr. One and Only Damon Dash. I said, baby, I said, this man should be at home. He is at, it seems like, I don't know if he's at home or whatever, but he should be in the bed resting. This man just had surgery on his eye, then had his teeth done. Baby had his teeth done and everything. I said, sir, you have he have diabetes. He a diabetic, he got diabetes, and he actually had to have surgery on his eye to get either some fluid or whatever that needed to be removed and stuff. And he addressed it a couple of things. He addressed his issue with him and Cameron. Really don't care about that. I don't, because I'm between him and Cameron, I'm tired of both of them at this point. I said, please, because if it ain't Damon Dash all up in the mix, it's Cameron doing dumb stuff. It's like, please, 50 Cent then took a break, and it's like other people in the hip hop game is coming out and they just going at it. They just doing stuff left, right. So he ended up addressing a couple of things. But I think he should have been resting. I said, you shouldn't have been doing no interviews. I said, because you can barely talk. I said, you just had surgery and then had your teeth done. Because I said, he was talking like 50. He sure was. He's talking like 50. He was talking all the way. And baby, I was like, what's going on here? I said, he need to be rested. I said, his woman need to put that foot down and say, you need to go lay down. You don't need to be doing nothing. But he got to be Mr. Damon Dash and do the most. But I hope he taking better care of himself, not doing anything that he shouldn't be doing. Like if you didn't have surgery on your eye because of your diabetes, you need to take better care of yourself. You really do. But that's what's going on with him. Tell me how you feel about it. Let's move on to the next. Let's get into unemployment. So it's nearly 2 million Americans who are unemployed currently. And it keeps getting bigger and bigger. This has been very heartbreaking. This has not been this big since November of 2021. I said, well, you thought it was going to change? I said, the man in office, he said he making it greater again. People got jobs. Ain't nobody got no job. Because ain't none of these places hiring. It's like you can't even get a simple 9 to 5 just because I said you got to get multiple jobs to actually survive. Doesn't matter if you do have a corporate job. You still have to do multiple jobs because everything has went up. And he put that tough, whatever it's called, in place. It's like that it made everything else really go up. So, people come to find out they did a study and everything, and it said that they said majority of people with unemployment been getting unemployment since this past August, and they said that ain't been the issue. They said the issue is people who are now just losing their job. They're unable to find steady employment because there's nobody hiring. All these companies out here may say they hiring. Some of them are mostly hiring for part-time. And then full-time, they'll tell you, I said, because I recently just had an interview for just a job, just trying to get something just to help me with some things, extra money on the side. And they told me, I'm thinking it's for full-time. They told me on the phone it's for part-time. They said they got part-time. They said you have to actually it seemed like a lot of the companies are doing where they're giving part-time jobs, but you'll hear about the full time if you get in the door. Once you then got in the door, then you may hear about a full time position and you may have to apply then. And I said, think that's crazy. Because if you have full time positions and you looking for people that you need to work full time, a full 8 hours or 40-hour shift, then what? It's like, but you already hiring people to work part time. That's the maximum they're gonna work, maybe 6 hours at the most, 4 to 5, maybe 6 hours. And it's like, yeah, y'all not making a lot of sense here. The companies on top of that, because it's crazy. But they do what they gonna do. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about it, because I'm just like, this is just heartbreaking. Because a lot of people are losing it's rent time. It is rent time. And you got a lot of bills. You got electric, water. Definitely you live in a house. You live in an apartment, you may have probably with the electric, the cover. Water may be included, if that. So, it's hard times everywhere. Um, it's just crazy out there. But let me know how you feel about it. Let's move on to the next. Let's get into Drake up on the scene. So apparently a hairstylist that used to work for him. Now he didn't repo the car, he bought her. I said, baby, not you out here repoing. He didn't repo. I said, oh, you was a shady heifer. You was a petty, shady heifer. You you didn't bought somebody a car and now you want to take it back. Then I said, so let's get into it. So this lady ended up posting the receipts, and this man tried to delete. Here you go. Let me bring it up. He tried to delete the stuff. Oh shoot, come on. He tried to delete their interaction from the DMs. Yes, he deleted it. I said, that's a shady heifer. he got he I said, because she had the receipts. I said, girl, you supposed to take pictures of that when it happened. Because he was gonna do this slip up, because he's a patty. He the king of patties. He been big since him and that Kendrick Lamar incident. He been pattier than Patty. He ain't stopped doing the mess that he do best. But you bought a car and you gonna take it back. And then she showed another receipt. She showed something of that. I said, wow. I said, this is really deep. I said, but that's wrong to just do something like that. You give the stylist that used to do your hair. Y'all built a great relationship, and you wanted to you gift her a car, and then now all of a sudden, don't know how long she done did your hair for how long, and what? All of a sudden you pop up and you repo the car. She done drove it, everything. It's like, okay. But that's what's going on there. Let's move on to the next. Let's get into Britney, Miss Britney from Britney Runner from Basketball Wives. So this lady videotaped her exchange with her ex-husband, their son. So him and his wife, his new wife, came to pick up the child. He came to pick up the child. The wife was in the car, and she handed the baby off to him, and he started whining. Kids gonna do that. And she went, oh, this happened all the time. Every time he leave with his daddy, he always doing this. I said, that's a child. I said, that is a child. I said, dad wasn't, he wasn't mad about it. He just took his child on in and walked him to the car. And when they got to the car, she followed them, and her mother did too. They was recording. And I'm like, why? I said, why are y'all doing this? I said, girl, a child going to whine. But it seemed like you may be babying that child. Because first of all, I ain't carrying no child that child that's almost what? He look like he about close to 4 feet. I ain't carrying no child. I'm sorry. He got 2 feet. He can walk. I said, because you carried him and gave him to his daddy. The daddy just carried him just to, you know, get it, just. But y'all get to the car. He putting the child in the car. The child stopped crying. Oh yeah, he know better. He with his daddy. He know he gonna act up because that's his mama right there. But then the new wife in the car, the wife shouldn't have said anything. It's like you should have let Britney say whatever she was saying to him or whatever. You don't need to say nothing. I said that has nothing to do with you. She can say whatever she wants to that man, long as he not paying her no attention. You shouldn't pay her no attention. You shouldn't say anything. But she said it's up and stuck on site. That's Britney saying that to the wife. I said, oh Lord. I said you is just acting. I said you got your child right there. All of y'all are in the wrong. All of y'all in the wrong here. Because that child shouldn't be seeing none of this. None of it. None of y'all should be acting like that. And the right response was not say nothing to Britney. Just let her do what she gonna do. Because her mama is rolling, and then then the mother want to say something to him. He told her, "You can suck my." That's what he told the mother. She said, "I would if you had anything to." I said, "Oh, girl." I said, "Oh." I said, "Ma'am, that's your ex-son-in-law." I said, so you want him?" I said, "Oh, girl, you little, ooh. Okay." But I said, being her mother, you didn't have to involve yourself in that at all because it was nothing to be involved in. I said, she acting a fool, Britney, just because she doing too much. It's like none of that was called for. That child was gonna whine because that's a kid, and they do that. But he got in that car. He quiet up. But that's what's going on. It's like it's always some drama with Britney. So it's like that's gonna be her storyline for the upcoming season of Basketball Wives when they come back. Is she fighting with her baby daddy again? Mm. But I thought you had a whole bunch of issues or trauma with your mother. Hmm. Okay. All righty. But let's move on, Peso. Let's get into my last thing up, and that's Mr. Tyrese himself. So he he been doing a lot of online as he usually do, but he was up here hurt because the queen of hip hop and R&B, the one and only my girl, Mary J. Blige, wouldn't turn down two tracks that two of his hit songs. He wanted her to be on, and she said no. And he felt really hurt because he loved him some Mary J. Blige, and he wanted the people that would listen to her fans or whatever to get it to her. I said, sir, she don't have. I said she listened to the track. She didn't like it. She didn't like it, sir. That's all it was. She didn't like it. She didn't want to be a part of it. I said, deal with it. He's like, Mary know you love her. You love her. She know that. But she don't wanna, you love her, you love Mary J. Blige, yeah, but she don't want to be on that song. And you hurt bad. Okay. A lot of people are hurt by certain artists that don't want to do that music. It's just what it is. Should know that. You need to be in the studio trying to make some music, to be honest. Instead of us complaining about who didn't do this with you. Put them feelings into some songs. But that's all that I got. Tell me how you feel about it. But that's all I got for you today. It's your boy Paul. Thank y'all for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe, and join the channel. And I will get back at y'all.